rock and roll.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. I am your host, the amazing Super Chris Mallard. Thank you for joining me today. My wonderful co-host Ryan is with me. She's in the back there doing stuff. Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a great week so far. Today, I'd like to talk about something a little lighthearted. I know the world's going crazy and we try to keep it lighthearted, but today I'd like to get your thoughts on your favorite atheist comedian or favorite atheist joke or religious joke or whatever. You know, we'll talk about that sort of thing as we go through. You know how we bounce around from everything to everything. So we're going to talk about that sort of thing when we get back. Have you guys tried atheism? It's good for you. Let's hear it on your chest.
Life is complicated. These are trying times. There are many questions that need answering. Want to know what's going to help? Atheism. With atheism, you'll get rid of dogma, superstitions, and toxic thought patterns that are holding you back. You can drive while taking atheism, as well as use heavy machinery. In fact, drinking alcohol, fornicating, and Sunday mornings are far more enjoyable with atheism. However, there are side effects. Some evangelicals and fundamentalists will think you are possessed by the devil. But you don't have to worry, because you know the devil isn't real. Just like God. Wake up to your life. Believe in yourself. Believe in science. Atheism.
All right. Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a great day, and I hope you can all hear me okay. I've been working on some settings and making stuff good. With any luck, I'm about the same sound level as our commercials and all that business. So we're working on it. Good morning, Right-Handed Sith. Thank you for joining us. Says, con is the opposite of pro, so does that mean Congress is the opposite of progress? It is, as demonstrated. Yes, they have no problem demonstrating that. Good morning. Detroit Atheist Queen. Good morning, George. Yeah, I know, George Carlin. That was a stupid question. When I put it out there, I knew it was a stupid. Everybody's going to say George Carlin. If not him, then there's going to be very few, and they're all going to be kind of the same. Ryan is here. Let me bring up Rion. Good morning, Ryan. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing all right this lovely day. It's a little dark outside, but we're going to bring the sunshine, aren't we?
Yes, because that's what we do. Uh-oh, bad Chris. That's what we do. That's how we roll.
Yes. How about yourself?
So far, so good. I've been doing some nerding. Yeah, and you can see the sound hopefully will start working. Have I started the stage? I think I've started the stage over there. I'm learning about the Discord. Anyway, it seems... Okay, so Discord is going if you want to call in via the Discord. I'm going to move this thing over here so it's not in the middle of my brain. There we go. I'll fix that later. So whenever I switch it from one to the other. All right. Good morning, everyone. Let's see. Katie Dodson is Katie. It's been a day or three, I think, since we've seen you. I hope you're having a wonderful week so far. Let me see what Katie has to say. Katie says, also deceased is Dave Allen, Irish comedian that loved to go after the Catholic Church. Yeah. Good morning, Katie. Thank you for joining us. See, is that going to?
I don't know if I know that. Dave Allen.
I'm just not familiar with me. There's a lot of comedians who just told atheistic jokes, whether they were themselves religious or not, you know. Good morning, Kelly Shearer. Thank you for joining us. Flocky is here. Good morning, Flockmeister. The Meister of the Flock is here. I think we're all going. I'm just making sure. Okay, looks like we're live now. Everything says we're live. So in theory, we should be live. Kinsey is here. Good morning, Kinsey. Rain Wolf, Secular Feelinist is here, lurking. Social Federalist, good morning. Kicking in the door early this morning. Detroit Atheist Queen, Kelly Shearer. Good morning, Kelly again. Austin Sims, good morning. Jim Jeffries, yeah. Of course, everybody knows, you know, we could just kind of sit around and go on and on about George Carlin and his stuff, so.
Yeah, I'm more familiar with him. I really don't know many atheist comedians.
Yeah, who are just kind of like everybody, you know, I mean, atheist comedian George Carlin immediately leaps to mind, but, you know, Jim Jeffries.
Maybe others are more subtle too, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Really, I kind of what I wanted to do, if I could, my friends, there are some, and we'll do this as we go through the show, if I can remember to continue to do this. What's your favorite kind of religious joke? Do you guys, any of you out there remember the joke told by Number 5 on Short Circuit. It had to do with God and religion. Is a movie back in the probably late 80s or 90s or some business. So can you off the top, you remember it?
I don't remember the joke, but I remember the movie.
Okay. In the joke, he talks about how these people are debating on whether to keep the tithe money or whatever. And the priest says, throw it up in the air and God will keep what he wants. Yeah, that was a joke. So what God wants, he keeps. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Lewis Black, I don't know if I'm pretty sure. I think he may be Jewish by descent and atheist. Jewish by heritage, but atheist. Nini is here. Good morning, Nini. Johnny 5 is alive. It's been so long since I've seen that movie. Steve Guttenberg was just getting, it was kind of like the middle of his heyday. That one in Cocoon, and then he faded out. Steve, if you're watching, sorry. No disassemble. That's right, Giles. No disassemble.
No disassemble.
Good morning. What's that, Brian?
It was such a good movie.
Yeah, it was. Friend Lovebond says, question atheists can't answer. Has anyone really been far, even as decided to use even go want to do look more like?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
Maybe, sort of, kind of, maybe, sort of. When you do, when you
Maybe,
look, when you find.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I often find they will say, it's like a question atheists can't answer. And then they'll say something and it's some sort of weird question that's just stupid. And the answer is, that's just ridiculous. And they're like, atheists can't answer this. So like what started the first of the universe? Atheists can't answer that. Well, yeah, no, we've been through this. It's just an example. Kelly is here. We have a friend who is not feeling well. That would be Kelly Laughlin, is in the hospital. My understanding, not right now, getting treated, looked upon, visited. They're throwing some science at him, and hopefully Kelly will be okay. So just saying, this is not private information. He posted it to Facebook. So I wouldn't normally go tell everybody's medical business. Yeah. But so I just wanted to mention that out there, my friends. Firewolf is here. Jonesy is here. Firewolf says they can't even answer their own stupid question. Ain't that the hashtag truth? I enjoy it. Jonesy says, felt like I was losing my mind reading that. Oh, yeah. I'm not sure what happened. I thought maybe your cat was walking on the keyboard or some business.
That happened the other day to somebody. I can't remember who.
Right. Right. They work full and complete words, though, so I didn't think it was the cat. Katie Dodson, if dogs came from wolves, then why are there still wolves? Right. Well, hey, if we came from dirt, then why is there still dirt?
Yeah, there should just be humans that we walk on.
That's right all the time. It should be squishy.
Oh man, that's horrible.
Mr. Peabody the skeptic is here. I don't know what you said. You were here the other day and you said something in the chat. Well, I was making a clip of it. I got a lot of clips of the videos, and something, we happened to see one on the internet. I don't know. Me and the wife saw it, and the wife said, Mr. Peabody, the skeptic. I don't know. There's something about your name caught us off guard that, So good morning, Mr. Peabody. Thank you for joining us. If Kelly's son, hope Kelly's son gets some crystals from the shop and waves them over Dad for a joke. That would be great. Yeah. Get one of those
chanting.
What are those things called? A spirit catcher kind of thing? Put that over there too for funds. That way, we can just catch a spirit. Finest plugins. Good morning. Why should I care about the beliefs of comedians? They're supposed to be funny. They are supposed to be funny. There are some comedians out there who directly go after religion. And some comedians who do completely non-blue comedy at all, specifically because they're religious. Bill Cosby was one of those, I believe. Yeah. When he wasn't drugging women, he was being clean in the name of God and community and home and health. Just saying.
Yeah, what he was wasn't he one of the comedians that was very adamant about not cursing in this, or is that somebody else? Maybe
No,
I'm
that's
wrong.
him. Yeah, that was him. He went after either I think he was Richard Pryor or Eddie Murphy. He went
Probably
after one of them.
Pryor.
Yeah, yeah. And he's like, fuck you, I'll do it the way I want to do it. So,
And then meanwhile, behind the scenes, you know, he has this one mask that he shows to people, this
oh yeah.
fun-loving character and dad kind of icon. You know, people looked up to him as a dad, and then behind the scenes
Yep.
doing foul, nasty, ugly stuff.
Yeah.
I would take the Eddie Murphy any day. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Like, give
Yeah,
me that
yeah,
all day,
yeah.
every day versus the phony and the fake.
Sure. Absolutely, 100%. Let me see here. We've got John Hudson John Hudson's here. John Hudson's been here early this morning, kicked in the door, spreading his hate. Good morning, John.
You too, John.
Right Hand Assist says that Short Circuit 1 and 2 are on Tubi for free. Very cool. I think Tubi. I watch a different thing. Usually, if I can't find it there, then I'll go over to Tubi. So yeah, everything seems to be working. I've been working on my show, guys. So if you want to, maybe we'll have some Christians come in, or somebody come in and they'll want to call into the show. I mean, you guys can call into the show. We'll argue about comedians. To hell with you. Austin Sims says some bees are buzzing around a bar mitzvah. One of them puts on a yarmulke. Why are you wearing that? Asks the other bee. I don't want them to think I'm a wasp. That's probably a cultural joke I'm not getting. But I'm sure there's people out there who think that's hilarious, Austin. Austin's awesome.
Oh, I get it. Because it's a yarmulke, I think is what he's saying. So the bee puts on yarmulke so people don't mistake him for a wasp, which is, I think, a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
Yeah, okay, I get it. Snap.
Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum.
Bum. Yeah. I'm a little slow today, kind of. Well, you know, I think it was the spelling of yarmulke that I didn't get.
Yeah, I think it's spelled wrong.
Oh.
Yeah, I think, or maybe that's how it's spelled, but you pronounce it. You know how it is.
Understood. Yeah. Words that you've only learned by reading them, or never read them but only heard them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, very true. These jokes are going. I know, right? Went right over my head. I don't know about the rest of you guys. That was a good one, though. Really.
I just had to. I was like, wait, huh? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, is it spelled anyways? Okay.
Yes, it probably. Yeah. It's interesting. Jokes are always funniest when you have to explain them.
I know, right?
There he is. Kelly Laughlin is here. We have to stop talking about him now. Good morning, Kelly. I hope you're doing okay.
Are you better yet?
Are you feeling better yet? Let us know in the chat. If he doesn't respond, we'll just call out 911. That's a no. He's not feeling better.
I'm gonna go check on him.
Yes. Good morning, Kelly. I hope you're feeling better. Kelly's our semi-regular as he feels like it coming to, or it feels up to it. He always feels like it. Come to our Tuesday show. Helps co-host there. So awesome sauce. JC ain't coming back. He was nailed to a cross, not a boomerang. Right. There's this.
That, oh my God, that's now I just got that image of just like God pulling Jesus back in a.
Yeah. There is an image you can probably find on the internet. It was like, it shows a cross. It's like an afternoon. So like the sun's gone over, the horizon. There's just like a late afternoon sunset. And so you see a shadow, it looks like a black cross because it's just the sun coming in. It's a cross. And then there's kind of Jesus running away, running away this way.
Like the shadow, yeah.
Right. And then there's a drill, like a DeWalt, and it said should have used a DeWalt. Like a screw gun. Yeah. That's why I'm going to hell.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. I would love that if one day we could really have advertisements like that. Like, just like we make fun of other gods and other pantheons, right? Like all the time.
Yeah.
Why not with Jesus and Yahweh? That would be epic.
Yeah.
I'm yearning today.
That would be fantastic. Do you remember, did you see, it was Thor Love and Thunder, I think it was. The Thor movie where Christian Bale plays Gore, the God Killer, or whatever. They walk into a place, if I'm remembering right, there's so many of these movies, my friends, there's so many of these movies. So they walk into this place where all the gods are, and Zeus is there, and all the gods from everywhere. Like all the gods. I'm not talking about like all the Zeus gods, the ancient Greek gods. I'm talking about all the gods from everywhere. And at some point, you see a lot of these. At some point, they say, hey, there's the carpenter god. Or something like that. And that's as close as they get to risking any of that business. Just saying.
Really?
Yes.
I just don't remember. I don't remember it all like that, but I believe I've seen the Thor series.
Thor. Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay. So they say that in one of the movies. And like that's kind of referencing Jesus without see? Like what's
as close as they get. Rather than just, showing him there going, hey, like that, and he's got a hole in his hand. He's like, peekaboo. They don't do that, but they'd have done that with Zeus. Look what they did with Zeus. Blowing Thor's clothes off and all that business, but they wouldn't have done that with Jesus. Blow Jesus' clothes off and people would have fucking had a fit. This country would have been up, right? Just imagine if it was Zeus and he popped Jesus.
They'd have been angry. Yeah. Because they're going to lose.
Social Federalist says, although they say Jesus was the carpenter, he was never named on a single album. Now, here's my understanding. My understanding is that, just to be petty, is that he was not actually a carpenter. He was the son of a carpenter. That's my understanding. He was the son of a carpenter. It doesn't necessarily mean he was a carpenter. Back then, it often would mean, but you know how that is.
So that's what it said. Because, like I said, I need to refresh myself with this, reading the Gospels, etc. again. Does it say just that he's a son? Doesn't really explicitly say that Jesus is a carpenter?
Oh, you're talking about the Bible or the movie?
Yeah, the Bible.
No, I was talking about the Bible. Oh. That time I shifted on you.
Yeah, no. Okay, so the Bible. Okay, I'd like to read that just to.
I'm looking it up now.
That's very interesting. That's an interesting fact when you think about that. What if Jesus didn't have a damn job? What if Jesus was just some kind? Maybe that's why he got into this line of work. He was like, I got it.
Yeah. All right. So according to this, and we'll go with this. I got no stake in this game, no horse in this fight. It says, according to the Bible, Jesus was both. While Matthew 13:55 refers to him as the carpenter's son, Mark 6:3 explicitly calls Jesus the carpenter, indicating he learned and practiced his father's Joseph's trade. So maybe he was a carpenter. There you
go. Okay.
Maybe whenever they said the carpenter, they weren't talking about Jesus. Maybe they were talking about Joseph.
Maybe Joseph is the God's only son.
There you go. Because I got all that context. I got all manner of context for that. Look at me. Chris.
Yeah, Jesus a grifter? What? Maybe?
Yeah. Let's see.
Could have been.
Could have been. May still be. Wait, just checking my shit. What's
biggest
that?
Grifter of all time. Biggest grifter of all time.
Mm-hmm. Hey, did Carlos show up? Good morning, Carlos. Carlos says, buenos dias. Hey there, hi there, ho there. Starting and enjoying the day with you guys. Good morning. Thank you for joining us, Carlos. We're glad to have you this morning. And all of you wonderful people. If you have your favorite joke about religion, however it may be, atheist joke, a lot of them are like, this guy's there's three guys on a plane. One of them's the president, one of them's a mechanic, and one of them's a bishop. And there's only two parachutes, and the plane's going down. And the president takes the plane, or one, and he takes the atheist, or not the atheist, but the mechanic takes the other parachute, and they leave the bishop because God's gonna get him, right? So he doesn't need a parachute. Those kind of jokes, they're all out there. They're everywhere. That was. I have done horrible things to jokes before, but never that bad. That was bad. George Carlin, I'm sorry.
Give him Father for his
Right. Dade Murphy is here. Good morning, Dade Murphy. You know, Dade Murphy popped in, and I was thinking, wow, there's Dade Murphy. Good morning, Dade. I enjoy Dade Murphy's shorts.
You like it short?
I do. Yeah, he's got a lot of good. You know, people will say things to him, and one of the things I enjoy is that friend or foe, love letter or hate mail, he's going to correct their grammar. It don't matter.
Right?
They're like, I love you. You're the best man on this entire planet. I will have your baby right now. And he's like, there's supposed to be a comma here and an apostrophe. If you would use a semicolon, but I love you. I don't know how he does that thing. I can't make my voice do that.
You're an idiot.
That's awesome. That is, yeah. I do enjoy those. His little videos are so good.
Gives me a giggle.
That's one of the things is oftentimes they make posts. We see this all the time. They make posts, and those posts are trying to vilify or sling mud at us. But in reality, all they actually do is expose their own ignorance or lack of education or lack of understanding. And Dade calls them out on it. His little shorts are all about that, calling them out on it.
98.99% of the time.
Yes. So good morning, Dade. Thank you for joining us. Katie Dotson says, odd that more than one church claims to have Jesus Christ's foreskin. Yeah, no, but none of his tools or items he made. Oh, that's interesting.
Why no books?
Huh?
Why no books?
Why no book?
wouldn't
Yeah,
he
no.
write a memoir.
That's right. Could Jesus read and write? Does anybody know? Does anybody know if Jesus could read? Let's ask the internet if Jesus could read or write.
If we believe the Bible, allegedly, he would have been able to read a few different languages. If we believe the Bible. So if he could read, then I would suspect that he could write. So why did he not do so? He had all that time. I mean, if you're spending the majority of your time preaching to people and not working, then you've got time to like write stuff down.
Yeah, you write shit down. Well, it actually says based on the Gospels, it is highly likely that Jesus was literate and could read, as demonstrated when he read from the scrolls of Isaiah in the Nazareth synagogue. Evidence for writing is less direct. Yeah, we know. But of course, generally, I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can write if you can read, but they kind of, you could probably make it work if you wanted to, you know, if you needed to bad enough. He is the Holy Son of God. You would think he could be able to write.
A little bit of guidance like that he'd be able to like pick it up.
Yes, of course, yeah. Don't tell that to the Muslims, because Muhammad apparently couldn't read or write.
Wasn't he supposed to be perfect?
Yeah,
I don't know about
Muhammad. I think he allegedly was dyslexic or some business too. I don't know. There was headaches. He had headaches and other things. There was other interesting things. It'd be fun, interesting to see some historicity concerning. Blockmaster says, did you ever see the Dave Allen bit, Why Nuns Don't Hear Confessions? I have never heard that. But it's a great question.
You return with your foreskin.
I returned for my foreskin. Apparently, I left it somewhere here. You know, yeah, I think there's 6 different churches over across Europe that claim to have the Middle East that claim to have your foreskin. You're just kind of all over the place. I'm just saying. Oh, you know what? That gives me the perfect opportunity to run this. I'm going to do 1 minute. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're not going to believe this. I didn't believe it, but I mean. I was completely blown away whenever I heard it. I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Jesus was a Jew, and as such, he was circumcised 8 days after his birth. And guess what? You guessed it. They claim to have the actual foreskin of baby Jesus. Well, 5 or 6 different churches each claim to have the actual foreskin of baby Jesus. But surely one of them is bound to be authentic, right? And I'm sure they put... And I'm sure they put it on display from time to time, as Catholic folk are wont to do. So you can probably even go look at the dick flesh of your Holy Savior if you want to. Yeah, I thought I'd share that with you guys. That's a fun one from back in the day.
In the day.
Firewolf, good morning, Firewolf. Blockmaster's in the way. Hey, we got an audience. It's good. Because we're just now starting to use the Discord when there was nobody over there in there. I was like, oh shit, maybe it ain't working. So Flocky is there and watching. He may even pop up on the thing here in a minute. We'll still go to a regular commercial here in a second. So Miss Ryan can pop down and get water and go to coffee and all that business. I just wanted to show you all that the foreskin thing was just prescient. It was very well timed.
It was fitting. You know, when you have those moments when God tells you that this is the time, you know, he gives you a sign, you have to go with God's plan. You don't have a choice. There's no free will. You're choiceless. You're choiceless.
The mushroom and the cross are the same shape for a reason. Yeah. It's like the cross is shrink wrapped, like they shrink wrap skeletons from dinosaurs and stuff.
That is a very I haven't read the book about the Jesus and the whole mushroom thing, but one day I would like to dive into it just to see what they say.
There's a Jesus and a mushroom thing?
Yeah, isn't there some book about Jesus and they believe that they were doing drugs or something like that? Whether or not they were, don't know, but I'd like to find out. And there's another guy out there who says that they were drinking purple stuff, but I think he's a little bit more out there. He's like some Greek, like he knows how to read all kinds of Greek, like ancient Greek and stuff like that. But he seems to think that Jesus was drinking purple drink, which is like makes you hallucinate and stuff like that. Mm-hmm.
We've kind of talked about those things on the show before. About how they had hallucinogens back in the day, how they had cannabis, how they had all these things. You know, we've talked about the hallucinations that Abraham had in chapter 16 of Genesis. He's out alone. There's these hallucinations. It's somewhat, I mean, not that I generally always like to apply Occam's razor, but if you throw a little bit of Occam's razor, it is, which is more likely he was imbibing some sort of hallucinogen, or the almighty God of the entire universe was communicating with him and lying to him about his entire family was going to get gland that it never got. One of those two happened. I'm not sure.
Yeah. And it was seen differently then as it is now. So whereas now we're like, oh God, we wouldn't do that. But back then, I mean, it wasn't such a big old deal. I'm sure for some it was, but not for everyone. It's just natural.
True that. Well, we've talked about it before, how they put the weirdest shit in their holy books.
That's the one. Ammon Hillman, Greek classicist.
Oh,
that's the guy.
Never heard of it.
Thanks, John.
Interesting.
He's wild. He is out there. He is.
John Hudson knows that somehow.
I know, right? Apparently so. John Hudson read my mind and knew exactly who I was talking about. So thank you, John.
Wow, John.
Get out of my head, John.
He's a man of many talents. All right, let's take a real break this time. Let's see. You know what, guys? My friends, it has been a day or three since we've done the Pharaoh's Curse. And we stopped doing it on the show because every time I do it on the show, they demonetize the stream. But today for you, my friends, I'm going to play the Pharaoh's Curse. Here we go. We shall return.
Mi burrito es tan bueno. It burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. El ataco bueno. It stings like a bee. They told me she was his sister. Now I'm plagued between the knees. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse. There's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno. A full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está bueno. It burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno, a full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está no bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs.
And here we are. All right, we are back. Carlos, I see you dancing out there. There's some good tunes. Yeah.
Getting wet out there?
I mean, it's the hot female, this elderly Sarai from the video gets them every time.
Gets everybody worked up. Yeah, I understand.
Deviant Outcast says, if I were Jewish, I'd never eat calamari. If they save the foreskins, I'm just saying, I don't want to sit there at the dinner table and have that question pinballing around the old noggin. Yeah, I mean,
The next time my husband orders calamari, I'm gonna say that to him. Like, do you ever think of like foreskins when you eat that? Just see what he says.
Give that a try. Fern says that was great. Chris, thank you for the taking the strike process for us. You're welcome. They don't actually strike me. They just don't let me monetize the stream. And if I send them a little thing going, this is my song and here's this code, they'll do it. I just got to go find it. I lost it. I can't find it. I used to have this whole thing all prepared. Hi, my name is Chris. I own this song. Blah, 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 blah. Here's the code. And I just copy and paste it and someone delete it. Anyway, but you're welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I make it blue.
The other song that a lot of people don't get to hear is the Goat Scented Flesh Candle song. We actually do have a Goat Scented Flesh Candle song, just unless you stay to the end of the show, you never hear it.
Yeah, I hear it all the time.
Yeah, because you do. You chill out after the show and do the thing.
Mm-hmm. Pickles will come get me. Like she knows when the show ends. She can tell when I'm not talking. She can tell when Ember's music comes on, because it's always the same song and I'm not talking anymore. And she'll just come up and I'll feel her nose. She'll nose me and I'm like, okay, it's time to go. So yeah, she gives me a few minutes to sit here and chill.
Think about it. Dogs are.
Yeah, think about it for a minute. Like, come on, Mom.
My entire staff is over there laying down. I really should get the puppy cams back up. Remember I used to have the puppy cams.
I know.
Ooh.
I mean, I've tried so hard to get Pickles to stay over here I got the blankets over here, and sometimes she will, but usually she'll just go right behind. That's why I always have to look down if I want to move, because she just goes right behind my chair. She wants me to run over her balls, apparently. She wants to make sure I cannot get up without her knowing, is what it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's so damn smart.
She's a dog. We have a Voice of American Culture in the chat. KRST was a hieroglyph before Greece existed, and then says, Amon bans me from chats for pointing it out. Is Amon here? Is Amon in the room with you now? I'm not really sure. Good morning, a Voice of American Culture. I love the Goat Scented Flesh Candle song. Yep.
Okay, I see what they said. They said they pointed out something earlier, and I didn't really get to comment to it, but they said that Ammon was wrong about some kind of glyph when it came to Christ, like Messiah or whatever, and they were just explaining.
I mean, Hillman was wrong about the origin of the word Christ. Gotcha. Very cool. Very cool. Happy Heretic. My dogs can tell you're talking about dogs when they're crowding around my chair. Yeah. There's some of you guys haven't met my team. Let me bring Ollie. He loves sitting with Papa. So here's our OD. This is Ollie dog. Don't give them the yawn for free. They have to be members to get the yawning. Remember that. No puppy yawn, no free puppy yawns. This is Ollie. He's our computer engineer. He takes care of our graphics. He created our new graphic up here for the show this morning, calling via Discord.
I wanted to say compliment.
Yeah,
well done.
Yeah. He did a good job. He's a good puppy dog. And I just love dogs. They're fantastic. He's like, he wants none of me though now. So, yep. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, and most of you who don't care, I auditioned for the New Mexico Shakespeare Festival. I did the audition Saturday. I was fortunate enough to get called back. That's a good step. I mean, it's, getting called back is something. It's not nothing. So I was able to go back. I read Monday night for some characters. They had more auditions or more callbacks last night. So I've made the first round of callbacks, and then there was more callbacks last night. For those who couldn't make Monday, right? They have 2 days of callbacks.
Yeah.
In other words, not like Tuesday is any less weight than a Monday callback or none of that. So they had those Tuesday callbacks last night. So the clock is ticking. Anytime in the next couple of days, we should hear and find out whether I got a role at all. There were so many people there. I was so surprised. I've done this several times, the Shakespeare Festival, and I've never seen that many people audition or at the auditions. I wonder what that's about. It's a good thing for the community. It's good.
Indeed, I'm sure it is.
And if it makes me need to step up my game, then I guess I need to step up my game. So, but I'll let you know. We'll see how it goes. Good morning, Nitty. Nitty is here.
Hi, Nitty.
Let's see what's going on there. John Hudson. After the Myth Vision mess, says Nitty, I bowed out. Derek and I are back on good terms, but I don't actively support. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
I'm not attacking anybody or nothing like that. I just don't watch them anymore. It's all.
Hey, there's Nitty. Yeah, I never really watched him before, to be fair, to be honest. So I can't really say with any level of honesty that I'm not watching Derek's stuff because he's a friend of a racist. I can tell you that's probably true, but that's not really why I don't watch his stuff. I don't watch his stuff for the same reason why I don't watch your stuff and why I don't watch Nitty stuff and why I don't. Well, not really, no. Because I at least would watch yours and Nitty's. But I don't watch a lot of stuff like this. I don't consume that kind of content. And I was actually talking to, the chat about how to, what's up with the algorithm and all this business with the YouTube algorithm. And it's telling me, I think this was the YouTube studio chat that you can talk to. And it's essentially telling me that in my same YouTube account that I use to create my content, I need to watch that same kind of content in order to help tell it what my viewers want. And I'm like, that doesn't make a lot of sense because I don't really watch that kind of stuff. I just make it. I don't watch that. So I sit around watching videos about historical ships and cruise ships or all this weird shit, the theater, acting, and all this business. And so now I got to go change accounts to one of my other YouTube accounts, the Chris Mallard account, so I can watch YouTube.
That doesn't seem to make sense.
It does not.
That's ridiculous. I mean, I personally enjoy watching like that, but I watch a wide variety of content, and I wouldn't want that to mess up my niche.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I know. It is what it is, I thought, well, what the hell? But come on. of all the
I
shit
think they're
going
just
wrong.
trying to keep us in certain little loops is what it is.
Maybe so. Thank you very much for the support. Fuck YouTube demonetization. Thank you. Demonetizing. I'm remonetizing. Thank you for that. I'd love to support you guys. We very much appreciate you, Carlos Valdez Maven, and all the support we get. Yeah, I could on the channel. I mean, it's just I don't know why. I tried to tell them it's my song. I turned it in official like and all that business, but they still do it to me every time. So, it's not that big a deal. But over time, over a bunch of streams, it kind of gets on there. Yeah. Yeah, so that didn't really make a lot of sense to me. You, Chris, there was some solid scholarship, and I still support them. One of the things I got to watch some of Nitty. Remember I was telling you yesterday that. Okay, so we're taking calls on the show now. And because we're taking calls on the show now, I've got things to learn. One of them is obviously to manage myself. And I'm doing pretty good, learning better. The other one is that I really don't. I don't feel as though I know enough about this stuff, any of it, really. People call up and they're like, what about the universe? And I argue about these simple things, but if any of them ever called up and asked about any of the things like they call up and ask Dr. Kip or Justin or even Godless Engineer, back in the 2nd century, there was this, and they start going off about it. I have no idea. I don't know enough about none of those things. So I was watching Dr. Kip. That's why my own self-confidence, lack of self-confidence in that area had me going, I need to learn this stuff. So I was over there watching Dr. Kip, and he was talking to Nitty. Nitty was up on his channel, and that's whenever I was just this close to buying that book. Because I figured that'd be a great place to start. I mean, it's not like I could just pop out and get a degree or anything, but and again, part of the reason why is because at least he's right there. If I have any questions, I can go, hey, here's the thing.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
Exactly. That is really the cool thing that I've found about social media and creating content like on TikTok. I met so many scholars and just other atheists and enthusiasts just like me, people deconstructing in the same thing. It's, on YouTube, finding other people who can teach you stuff and you also have something that you can give to them. But knowing scholars, that's so cool. I'm not going to lie. I really like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Fern Lovebond, disinformation is obnoxious. I think I'll block you too. I don't know who we're talking about. I'm not sure what we're missing there. There must be something going on. Oh, a voice of, let's see, the copy of the word, change the meaning, just like the Jews did with Greek. I don't really know. These are the kind of things that Dr. Kip would probably be going, oh, this guy knows or doesn't know. That's what they're talking about. I don't know enough about it to know.
I mean, that study is so difficult, to find the etiology and eschatology, that's a lot of ologies, if you ask me.
Yeah. Actually, I had a commenter on one of my videos, and there's a video about remember I did the morality, secular humanism is more moral than Christianity. And I did a close short on that, and some guy came up there and he's like, well, at least the women don't have to worry about being stoned in the streets and have to cover their hair all the time. What do you call me? An ignorant douchebag or something like that? And I responded, I'm like, okay, so because they should be happy to be oppressed to this degree as long as they're not forced to have their hair covered and killed in the street. So you should be okay. And I even posted another one. You should be okay that you don't get to vote or you don't get the same equal pay or, all these other things. Be okay with that because at least you're not getting beaten in the streets and forced to cover your hair. I'm like, man, that's a pretty shitty response, even from a Christian. That's isn't it?
I hate when they're like, oh, well, look at this country. You're lucky you're not living there.
Right. Bro.
We're talking about what idealistically we want for this country, and why? Just why would you need to do that? I don't. It's infuriating, especially as a woman. Just being told. Yeah, I hate that. Oh, we gave you your right. That annoys me.
We gave you.
Yeah,
that's where they fuck up to begin with. No. They fought for it. You didn't give shit. You were forced to relinquish.
First you took, and then we had to fight to get it back. Like there's no give here. Like,
this guy's like, ignorant, aren't we all? Yes, says Mr. Peabody. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, just depends on what we're talking about.
Don't be douchebag, whatever.
But one of those things, like to argue that the person defending women and saying that they should not be oppressed is a douchebag. Isn't that weird? I find that to be weird. It's context. They're not calling me a douchebag for that. They're calling me for a douchebag for saying atheism is more moral than their theism. That's really what's going on, you know.
That really bothers them.
Apparently it does bother them. Rational Poet Jackie finally showed up. Good morning. I had a shit time putting on your makeup. Me too sometimes. Me too.
No, I hate that.
I have to say, the darker the bags under my eyes get, the harder I have to work to conceal them. This is concealed.
Sometimes you just got to start over, Chris. You got to wash your face all over and start all over.
Just gotcha. I couldn't find the nun sketch on YouTube. I dropped 2 pictures in the Discord chat. Okay, awesome. I'll check that out. I will. I'll check that out. Firewolf says that's bass backwards. Indeed.
Oh God, there's so many notifications here on Discord. I can't take it.
Yeah, you don't open your Discord very often, so you're gonna get mine from a while back going, oh hey girl.
Sorry. Where the hell is it? Where's
Nitty says I'd listen to Barney the Dinosaur on textual criticism before Amon. There you go. Von Daniken said all kinds of stuff, for example. He did. He said things. That doesn't mean they were true. Of course, I'm with Kelly. You know, Von Daniken recently passed, is my understanding. So he probably knows all the answers to those questions now.
Who passed?
Eric Von Daniken. Do you know who he is?
No.
He's the author who really got the whole alien archaeology thing going. He wrote books, Chariots of the Gods, back in the 70s and 80s.
Okay, yeah, maybe you say Chariots of the Gods, and now I know.
He did that business. He was really, remember the aliens guy with the hair that goes up? That guy is because of Von Daniken. All of those alien conspiracy, the entire History Channel that does all the ancient alien stuff, all of that really, really, really comes from Von Daniken. He's the guy who's, I'm sure he wasn't the first, probably. Somebody got the ideas, but it was his books that really spread those words. The hair guy, Andreas Katsoulis, I think maybe that's not his name. I don't know what his name. He's got a Greek name. I would love to have that guy on the show.
Which one?
The hair guy.
The hair guy?
Aliens. Yeah. He was on, oh my goodness. So do you remember we were talking about the show Resident Alien? It's got the guy who plays Wash. Okay. In that show, he goes to a convention, the alien does, and he meets that guy with the hair guy. So he makes a cameo on that TV series. It's really good to see him do it. It's cool.
Yeah, he's I tried. My daughter, however, likes watching that stuff. So I try to caution her about it. But I think she's like me. That's kind of where I started. And then after seeing it, I was kind of like, this is a little too out there. And then I kind of went deeper into the scholarly realm for explanations. And so I'm hoping she shifts as I did.
Yeah, well, that was kind of me too. I remember I used to listen to, for those of you who are old enough, it was called Coast to Coast with Ron Bell. And there was another guy. I don't remember the other guy's name. Other guy, I forgot your name. Anyway, there was these 2 guys. Eventually one of them took over for the other one. But they used to do all kinds of weird things like aliens and they would like to do these rods. There's these flying little rod creatures that move around us all the time, and they're so fast you really can't see them. Every now and then, though, this camera will catch this rod creature, and it was all kinds of stuff on that show. And I'm listening to that show made me go, you know what? That's just... And so that kind of really, it was one of the cracks in my... Because, when you first open your mind to the world, you know what's real, what's not real. Yeah.
That's what I enjoy. I love the fact that the internet makes everything so accessible that we are able to deep dive and ask questions, and even with Bree on Saturday morning and the cryptids and doing all that research and just like listening to the things that people really believe are real. I find it fascinating. And I just love that we can have information at our fingertips to find who's the person that inspired the person with the hair. You know?
Somebody corrected me in the chat. Fern Lovebond and Secular Feeling that says Art Bell. It was Art Bell. Ron Bell's an attorney here in Albuquerque. Art Bell was the name of the host of the the original host of Coast to Coast. George Nuri took over after Art Bell left, or some business, I think, or something like that. But yeah, it was just really just conspiracy theory stuff. This kind of the whole thing. That's all it was. All the time. What do you? Oh no, man. Austin Sims. What do you call a priest with a large mound of cheese? A PDF file with a feeder pile. But I like that. See how I made it? I did it. I got around that just fine. Took me a minute. Rational Poet Jackie is there. Good morning, Rational Poet Jackie. I see you there. I'm still learning about the chat. Let me see here. Fluckmaster, Uncle Antonio, what you do about nothing, and Baptista taking the shoe. Oh, hey. Okay, let me give me just a moment. Let's see if Molami is it going to show me Fluckmaster? No.
Who is Giorgio Tsoukalos?
What's that?
I was just asking.
Oh, Giorgio. He's the Aliens. It was Aliens. That's the guy.
That's his name. Okay.
Giorgio Tsoukalos.
Is that Greek?
His name sure sounds it.
It does. It sounds it.
If I had to, all right, here we go. I'm going to share this here with you guys. Let's see here. This is an image that Flockmaster shared with us, and there is the other one.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. And then that one there. Awesome.
Okay, I'm making it bigger here so I can
Uncle
see.
Antonio and Baptista taming of the shrew. Very good. Now you're just showing off. Let me get that off of there now.
Taming of the shrew.
Taming of the shrew.
I've never. Sorry, I'm so uncultured. I know. Don't hate me. Don't judge me.
Yeah, don't. Well, let's see. I wonder if. Let's see. His name is Giorgio. Oh, hey. I just put in GIO, and maybe it's because I already did the thing, but it popped him up. I wonder how you get a hold of him. I wonder if he'd come on the Daily Atheist Morning Show.
I'm telling you, that Google AI search thing, the autofill is sometimes too good. Sometimes it's ish.
Yeah.
But sometimes it'll get you 2 letters. I'm like, the fuck?
Musical Monkey for Use is going to go, I'm uncomfortable. What are we uncomfortable? We're talking about Coast to Coast. I don't know what we're talking about.
I don't know.
I don't know what we're talking about. Let me catch up with some of the conversations.
Pardon me.
Oh, I still don't know what we're talking about. Hope everything's okay. I'm not sure. I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens. Yeah, he may be some kind of Christian or theist or some business, but I've always thought he was fun, if you will. He looks like he'd be a fun person to hang out with. He just does. Some people do not. He really just does. Whether he's right, whether he's wrong, I don't know. It'd be a fun conversation, huh?
Those scientists, some of the scientists, I don't know. I don't think they like people. I don't think they like us dumb people.
Yeah, maybe not.
Not all, you know what? But I just some some really intelligent people just seem like they don't. I don't know, being around us.
Yeah, I don't blame them. I've been around me.
Maybe I don't blame them either.
Fern Lovebond says, the Tsoukalos is a fuckboy who deserves zero respect. Okay, he spreads bullshit and dupes the gullible out of money, and they promote his grifter trash. Fuck that guy and all of the History Channel grifters. There you go. That's a very appropriate, probably way to see it. Yeah, History Channel.
I think what did I hear about the History Channel the other day? History
Channel. Throw those quotes up there, because they they kind of stopped being the History Channel and started doing all kinds of, well, Ancient Aliens. That's exactly kind of the deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this all kind of goes back to a conversation we had the other day. Thank you, Fern, for pointing that out, really, because that's a good way to see it. Is that I used to have a lot of these beliefs, or I don't know if I believed them, but I was very, I don't know, man. I would show, look at this and look at this, and look at this, and what do you think about this? And then I watched that 3-hour video that made all these arguments by these Georgios Sulokos guy, and all these ancient arguments, just blew them all out of the water. 1 3-hour video. And I was cured.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I think I don't remember how far I got into the series before I don't know. I started to search. That might even have been how I found like my first stuff on YouTube, like Myth Vision and things like of that nature, when I was looking for at least access to scholarly information and how to even find it, because I wasn't even certain exactly how to find some information, because you Google, and for some stuff Google's great, but when you want to find what the Greek says versus what the English translation is, like, it's not just always a Google search away. You've got to maybe find like the first text that we have, or the Septuagint or whatever, yada yada, and then translate it. And it's not as easy as it always sounds. But interesting show. But they do feed people a lot of misinformation for sure.
Right. Well, I can understand, and I appreciate the seeker, that person out there, like we talked about. Well, I was in that period of my life where I was looking for understanding and trying to understand. If they would present it like, hey, here's this mystery, let's kind of figure this out, or share this mystery with us, that'd be one thing. But it's when they go on there and there are these mysteries that have already been solved with perfectly normal explanations that are no business, but they go on there and they present them as misinformation or disinformation, or just to make money, like a shill. Not only is he a guy who shows up on the History Channel, he's actually a host and producer of the Ancient Aliens show. So it's actually in his best interest, financially, for people to continue to wonder, oh, did aliens really come here a long time ago? And I appreciate that Ace Trey says, good morning, Ace Trey, says, Jack, you might want to get away from it.
Are you getting told off?
Yeah, Ollie, it's a circumstance. Ollie doesn't like the other dogs.
Oh, no.
And Bailey's got an infected ear, and we're trying to keep her taken care of. And Jack keeps wanting to lick her ear all the time. He does that anyway, even when it's not infected, but he's wanting to clean it. So we're trying to keep him out of it. And Bailey and Ollie are laying side by side. And when Jack went over there to do the thing, Ollie's like, I don't know if y'all could hear it.
I cannot hear it.
That's good. Just keep her out of her ears. Jack, I'm going to gobble you up, poop you out in the yard like a turd.
Oh my goodness gracious. Drama.
Greek thieves always direct you away from the Egypt they stole. I haven't seen a lot of your comments yet, individual.
I'm not.
You seem kind of very biased. I don't want to. Do I want to say? I don't know. I don't know enough about it. Nitty was like, "Dude, you ain't right in the head." I'm not going to trust Nitty. So, yeah. Did you eat?
No, I just went to scroll up, and whatever reason it highlighted everything, and like that weird thing where it tries to highlight the whole page. That was just crazy. Thanks, Matt.
Let's see. Toast to toast on Paulogia. Okay, toast to toast. It's fun when you can catch it random Friday nights now and then. Good. I'll have to check it out. Drop some emotes for your newest chatter. Nini, who is it? Oh, Quook, I guess. Is that right? I'm like, yep. I'll tell you what, let's take a quick break. Danielle Austin, and I go, oh man, I got to open up my thing here. I can see, I'm trying to learn how to watch to make sure I can see when somebody raises their hand in Discord. Or if you've raised your hand and I missed it, Jackie. We'll be back in just a minute, guys. We're going to do a quick break. And whenever we come back, we are going to do more stuff. Do you have a loved one who's on their deathbed, but they've yet to give themselves up to the Lord?
Are you sure you don't want to come to Jesus?
No.
This is your final chance.
No. worried they're headed to the fiery pits of hell.
Your very last chance.
No. I've been wicked and sinful. I deserve to burn in the hot place.
As you wish. Farewell, my heathen husband.
Farewell, my... Well, fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of post-mortem baptismal kits. No more worries about being miserable alone forever. Be a good Christian and share that eternal pain and suffering with the ones you love. I'm in hell. Not as hot as I thought it'd be. Kind of feels like Houston, minus the humidity. Hello. My favorite drink crafted to perfection. Ooh, and some dank ass weed.
I can't bear to be down on my face chanting, holy, holy, holy is the Lord, every day, all day, for all eternity, by myself.
Wow, is that George Carlin? And Alan Turing, look at that. Carl say, oh, I am so honored. You've been my hero since I was a kid. Neil deGrasse Tyson, what are you doing here? Oh, I get it. I get it. Schrodinger's heathen. Very cute, you. Very cute. That's fantastic. Oh, what is that? What is? It's holy water. Oh, it burns. No, this isn't where I want to be. Pabst Blue Ribbon and a Marlboro? No! Father Flanagan's post-mortem baptismal kit. Dead kid tested, Mother Teresa approved. Is that the Pope and John Paul? Jim Jones and Jimmy Swaggart, huh? I can see that coming. Neil deGrasse, what are you doing? Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord.
Thanks, Father Flanagan.
Damn them to an eternity in heaven for only $59.99. They wouldn't appreciate it, but you'll feel better. And that's the point, isn't it? Get yours now. Your heathen loved one's time is running out. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. This is some bullshit. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. I said I was going to fix that, and I forgot to fix that. I don't know why. Because I'm a bad person. I'm a slacker. Yeah. So let me go over here. Postmortem baptismal kits, and I'll see if I can figure that out. The Discord and YouTube on my TV is slower than your YouTube on the computer. You mean it's behind? As far as delayed? Okay. One of them was the first time we did it. One of them was. I don't know why it does that. I have to figure it out. I'm having a problem with apparently my button system is touch button. Okay, all right, but we're better now. Let's bring up Jackie. If Jackie is here, can we hear Jackie? Jackie will accept. I'm going to bring Jackie up. Good morning, Jackie. Let's see if Jackie's muted, it seems. Looks like you're muted there, Jackie.
Jackie?
Hello? Can you hear us? Hello?
Hello?
Jackie, I see where Discord in should be. I don't see any words coming from it, though. No, my sound is working. You heard that, right? So that means my sound is working, so it's not on my side. Ha! Jackie, we're not hearing you for some reason. I'll leave you up in the stage while we go on with the show, and if you can get your mic going, we'll listen to you. Hey, there's Flockmeister and Beowulf. Thank you guys for showing up over in the Discord and doing the support over there. That is awesome. I'm watching just in case there's something that goes on over here I can't see, but it looks okay. I don't know why we can't hear Jackie, though. Ooh. Deviant Outcast is in the chat. Deviant Outcast says, oh, you're talking to Fernando Bon. Okay, gotcha. You guys have a thing going on. Happy Heretic says, I finally managed to give up nicotine, or I'd have been pretty happy with a Marlboro also. What's that?
Congratulations. That's difficult. I've never had to do it, but I've heard that it's very difficult.
I see what you mean. I'd be happy with a Marlboro. You know, I actually give up nicotine as well. I was addicted to nicotine for 38 years.
Wow. Yeah, I believe you told us you started smoking really young, didn't you?
I started dipping tobacco when I was 8. I switched from tobacco, snuff to cigarettes when I was about 13. And I went back from cigarettes to snuff whenever I was about 33. And then I quit dipping snuff again probably in 2018. Oh,
dang.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I was at my dentist's office yesterday and I started to ask them, can they look up and see when they gave me the prescription for Chantix? Because they gave me a prescription for Chantix, and I was using that Chantix, and that's when I quit the snuff.
Well, I'm glad you were able to get off of it. My parents, they were addicted. They were able to stop smoking. Thank goodness I never started. Never had to.
I'm sorry. You never.
Like between sniffing tobacco.
Yeah, it would come. It was like a powder. They'd crush it into a fine powder, not moist like tobacco, snuff tobacco is. It'd be like a fine powder, and they'd sniff it into their nostrils. I think you can still get it. No, it's a more of a moist, longer shred that you put in between your cheek and your gum. Most people put it between their cheek and their gum. Yeah, I did that for a while.
I've done it, like just to try it, like you know, if I know somebody who's done it, like, I can't do it for long. It just is. I don't know. It's just not for me. It makes me like, I don't know. I feel like I'm on 10.
Yeah, it gets you high, like a cigarette or a cigarette snuff. Either one of them will get you high for a while. Before long, the high kind of goes away, and it's where you're just normal. And then if you don't have the cigarette, then you feel all weird and bad. So you got to have the cigarette, not to feel high again, but to feel normal. And that's the clutch. Yeah. So, yeah.
Thankfully, I didn't like that feeling of high. Like it just did nothing for me.
You know, I probably wouldn't have done any of those things had I was playing Little League Baseball out in West Texas, and not only were the coaches dipping snuff, but the other kids, little kids were dipping snuff. I could buy snuff. 1980. This is 1980. Huh?
Okay, so how did you afford it? Like, I mean, I know it, but like, were you working? Like, where'd you get it?
Well, you know, back then, snuff cost for me, the earliest I ever remember it costing was 90 cents. Yeah.
For like the round, or is it like a bag?
Can of snuff? Yeah, just a round can of snuff. Yeah. So it was about that much. I don't remember really where we got the money, you know, where we got, you know, 2 twin boys. We'd get money occasionally. I can't ever say we got allowance, but, you know, we'd get money every now and then. We'd buy the snuff. But then oftentimes, like our friends down the road, Brett and Scotty, Brett and Scotty, if you're watching, they, let me take the banner off. Did she ever make it up? No, she didn't. Almost. She says she got her hand up again. Brett and my friends down the road actually had their parents would buy them snuff by the roll. Like a roll was 10 cans of that, and they'd have it in the freezer. So she's up. Let's see if we can hear Jackie.
Wow, damn, that's crazy. I mean, I do remember the times where there was like this switch where they started to like take down advertisements that were at like kids level and. You know, I remember like this transition. Yeah. I guess I just don't remember what it was like because I just remember transitioning to what it is now, but it was much easier and accessible.
There was a time before when anybody could buy snuff. You know, your parents would send you to the cigarette store for cigarettes. You know, they didn't know who it was for. You know, that's kind of, that was a long time. We would go and we called it the little Mexican store. Now we're talking kids 6, 7, and 8 years old. 8, 9, and 10, I think is where we were. And it was a little store owned by a Mexican family, and it was just a little small, tiny little adobe building off the side of a road. And we'd go up there and we'd give them their money, and they'd give us the snuff, you know. And I can't really see. I mean, it was years after that before they started making it to where you had to be 18 to buy snuff.
Wow.
And I could even see some
Those
places like that being late to implement that as well. Just because, anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure they gave people like a time limit, and they probably waited to the very last minute, if not longer.
Yeah, well, you know, this little Mexican store on the outskirts of West Odessa being approached by a little dirty 8-year-old kid who's been buying snuff from them for a year probably aren't going to go, you know what, you're not 18. I suspect they probably still sell us. Who's going to care?
You've
back
been
then?
doing it. Right.
Yeah.
You've been doing it. You're grandfathered in at this point.
You
Kid,
know,
you're a dick. What am I going to do? Be the one to make you go like flipping around outside because you can't get it?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, here in Albuquerque, you could. Giles says from Indian reserves, no tax. Yeah, you can go buy a carton of cigarettes or snuff for a lot cheaper on an Indian reserve than you can just anywhere else because there's no tax. Yeah. The Beard of Empathy. That's a cool name. Good morning, Beard of Empathy. Says, fun fact, one of the good things Reagan did while president was using his Hollywood ties to change portrayals of smoking in movies and TV. You know, couldn't argue that. Good morning, Beard of Empathy. There were some, we watched, you watched about the Deep Space Nine. Did you see the episodes where they were smoking? The one where they went back in time, Rom, and then went back to the nuclear blast. Every scene they were smoking cigarettes. And that was a commentary on how it used to be back then. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't remember, but I existed, but a time where you would walk into restaurants and people would just be smoking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now that seems like crazy to think about.
Do you guys, we still don't hear you, Jackie. I'm sorry. I see you in there. It's just you're not lighting up. I see you trying to your microphone and not your microphone. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's
Can you hear me now?
Oh,
we heard
we can hear you.
Yay.
You can hear me. Okay. I'm on my headset and I didn't have my mic turned on. Oh, I can remember being, I smoked on an airplane.
Okay.
Yes.
I smoked on an airplane on the last year that they allowed it nationwide.
Okay.
I had to go to the back of the plane. That was the only place where you could smoke. And yeah.
I mean, your car would come with an ashtray and a lighter, you know, with one of those push to light things.
Push to light.
And yeah, and even in I believe they would have ashtrays in the airplanes too back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Greg S says 3 packs a day is virtually chain smoking. That's right. I saw somebody, they were talking, it was a history thing, and they were talking about this general from some country, I don't know. And they're like, he smoked 200 cigarettes a day. And I'm like, man, that's a carton a day. You don't smoke that much a day. I mean, you just don't. That tells you.
I was up to 2 packs of I was up to 2 packs of cigarettes a day.
And you're just chaining.
That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was chaining them. I'm smoke free for 7 years now.
Wow. Yeah. I didn't
How many cigarettes in a pack?
20.
20 cigarettes.
Yeah, 20. So I was smoking about 40 a day.
Yeah, and I was about 3.5 packs a day at my heaviest when I smoked the most. That's a lot of cigarettes. That's a lot. That's one of the reasons why I switched to snuff is because I couldn't breathe anymore. I was coughing constantly. I lay in bed at night, and and then seconds, and then seconds.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I could feel the ooze dripping from one side of my lungs to I was like, I got to stop this. I stopped it. How did you stop, Jackie?
Well, actually, I was an alcoholic for 40 years and ended up in the ER. And the doctor said, if you quit drinking now, your liver will heal itself. And so I decided to quit both at the same time and never look back.
Good on you.
You know, but I was in the hospital for a month too, so that helped me dry out. So, yeah. Guys, do yourselves a favor. It's expensive too. I wish I could go back in time, take a time machine. Your 14-year-old me, when I picked up that first cigarette, and just smack.
So true.
So, Yeah, I
Don't do it.
would have had a lot more money if I had
But
that.
that's commendable, Jackie. The fact that because you had an opportunity, like a window of opportunity, because you were able to get clean while you were in the hospital, that you stuck to it. Because that must have been really difficult. I'm glad that you did.
Yes, me too.
Yeah, well, it was worth it. I don't miss it. I don't miss it.
Yeah, that's good. Me either. Really, I quit. I was very addicted, and I quit. I don't miss it either. And with me, I remember I dipped the snuff from the time I was like 7 or 8 because of Little League Baseball, like I said out there. And then I remember the day I switched to cigarettes, and I was about 15 or 14, somewhere 14, 16, somewhere in there. And my best friend who I had played Little League Baseball with, I'd moved out of town. I was coming back, and him and his mom was coming to get me, and we were going to go hang out. And we were, like I said, in our teens, somewhere between 14 and 16. And when I got in the car, the first thing he did was hand me a cigarette. And I took it. This 14 to 16-year-old kid with his mother, who's a nurse now, by the way, nurse practitioner. Yeah, that's how I started smoking.
I really thought that I really fell for the glamour stuff too, like the ads. I would pick a different brand of cigarettes. It's like every other week, thinking that if I just buy this brand, it'll make me popular. Never made me popular. It just made me poor.
Makes you broke. Yeah, it makes you broke.
Yeah, I think it's stories like that's part of the reason why they got behind the campaigns to stop advertising tobacco. Because the Marlboro Man.
Yeah, if you go to Australia, they keep their cigarettes in unmarked boxes in unmarked drawers behind the counters so the kids can't see them. And same with the alcohol, they don't sell in grocery stores. They're all committed stores to alcohol. They don't mix the two. And I think that's awesome because they have fewer kids that grow up to smoke or become alcoholics there as a result. But here in America, it's like ads everywhere.
Right.
They don't care. Kids walk into a convenience store and they see it right behind the counter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's only going to get worse because if our government allows these apps to get even more personalized information from kids that they can then tailor even more ads to them, I'm truly worried. I mean, especially now we've seen the uptick in gambling. Mm-hmm. What next? What next will they be?
Oh, absolutely, gambling.
Kids. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Yeah. The addiction problem in this country is out of control, and we don't have the health care to handle it. People are looking for comfort and things. Sorry.
Right. No, I'm sorry. You guys, anybody out there, have you heard that there was one or two, at least one Winston cigarette commercial made by the Flintstones? Fred and Barney smoking Winstons. So there was that.
I feel like maybe yes.
Yeah. Joe Camel was he was cool. Joe Cool. He was a Camel cigarettes.
Cool.
He's showing you how to be cool. He was a smoker, always had a cigarette. And then there's candy cigarettes that we used to get as kids. They'd give you candy as a piece of candy. Love the candy cigarettes. Not realizing. Yeah. I wonder how much influence the actual tobacco companies had in producing candy cigarettes.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Oh, they did. They did.
Yeah. Another one, Greg S. says, I've seen candy blue meth for sale. Now, the blue meth, for those of you who don't know, I've seen the candy blue meth too. And that's all because of the Breaking Bad movie. They made a TV series, Breaking Bad. The hero of the movie makes meth. It's so pure and so awesome that it comes out being blue. And so they even have stores down here in Albuquerque because they have the guy's house where they shot it. He threw a pizza up on his house in a scene of the movie. And they had to put a fence out there because people kept going up there and throwing pizzas up on the house and taking pictures of them throwing pizzas on the house. It's just it's a like I say, local cultural thing. Wow. So they did have blue meth candy, but it's not insidious like the candy cigarettes were. It's kind of where I'm going with that.
I do agree that they kind of like advertise the vaping too. Like they're going to find ways to market to children even
there was
harder,
a huge ruling against Juul recently, the vaping company. Well, that was before the Trump administration took office. I think they'd ruled against them for marketing to children and stuff like that. So Yeah.
Criminals.
True enough.
Taking one from Philip Morris.
Gotcha. All right, Jackie. Well, thank you for popping up and chatting with us. It looks like we've got Mark. I'm gonna go ahead and, unless you got something else, Miss Jackie, I'm gonna pop you down and I'll get Mark up here. Oh, she popped herself down. I wouldn't, I'm still learning how to mitigate people. I don't mean to be rude. Get off my channel, lady. Let me bring Mark.
Bye.
Jackie's awesome. She's a regular. She's a repeat offender. Let's see here.
Speaking of offensive. Hello, how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, not bad. I just want to jump on. Hi, Ryan. So good to see you. Just like Jackie had most things right. I do have to correct her on something in Australia. It's not plain packaging. What they have is photos of health problems caused by cigarettes. So like tar-filled lungs and necrotic tissue and all of this stuff is actually on the pack. Like, you wouldn't believe it. It's crazy that they have like stuff that you kind of wouldn't show on your Facebook feed because it's too disgusting kind of thing. Like, and they put it on the cigarette pack to say, hey, this could be the consequences. I'm in two minds. I don't think it really stopped anybody. I used to smoke and it didn't stop me. I was just like, yeah, cool. I'll get a bit of, emphysema. That's cool, whatever. And it does remind me that there is a brand of cigarettes that does very well that's called like Death Sticks, and it's got a skull and crossbones on it kind of thing. But yeah, the labels are worse than blank. They have like really obnoxious, rotten photos on them. But New Zealand is actually going one better, and they've basically said since a certain date, if you're not 18, you can't buy cigarettes at all. Like, so basically what they've done is do a system where they're basically saying everybody under a certain age, like cigarettes just banned completely. You can't get them. Now, that will probably cause a black market in cigarettes, right? Like for people underage, or the same as drinking. People will buy cigarettes for people underage, right?
They don't have that already? You can be a 15-year-old and buy cigarettes in Australia?
No. But we're talking about like if you're like under 18, like you were born in, what would it be, 2008? 2008? Yeah, 2008, right? Like you won't be allowed to buy cigarettes for the rest of your life kind of thing, right? They won't sell it to you. You've got to show ID that you were born before 2008 because you'd have to be 18.
That's cool.
Right. Wow. So what they're doing is basically going, well, we can't get people off cigarettes that are above, a certain age. Like, how are you supposed to stop some 50-year-old from smoking? But what we can do is prevent it for younger people actually getting on it.
Yeah, so you're like grandfathering the entire population out of smoking. The older they get, that's kind of cool. Interesting.
Well, not us. It's New Zealand that's doing it.
Oh, it's New Zealand. That's true. Here in the U.S., I remember a long time ago them threatening to put the images of lung cancer and stuff like that on the packages. I remember hearing about it. It never happened, but yeah. Didn't know they did that.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really looked up how effective it is. It's just when I smoked, I know it didn't. I basically was like, yes, I'm aware. But would it have some sort of impact for new smokers? Well, I don't know, because they didn't have that when I started. So would that have caused me to think twice? Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
Well, with me, I have to say, remember, I had this vision of what was going on in my lungs based on what I had seen from things like that, the cigarette things in the newspapers that are not newspaper magazines. You see that stuff, and then on the internet, whenever you see what it does to your lungs. So I had an idea visually in my mind what was going on, and that, I have to say, that partially helped me. And another thing is, people say, you quit smoking now, and 5 years from now, your lungs will be all puffy and nice like you never smoked. And realizing that, this is one of those things that I went too far, but I can come back from, really helped me know that I can, help me quit.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's quitting's rough, but it's definitely worth it. I do not look back at all when it comes to that. It's just, it doesn't really do anything for you. And plus, like the rationalizations that people use, like I used to go, oh, it calms me down. And it's like, well, the stress that you get is from a lack of nicotine. So that's why it causes the stress in the first place. It's kind of like religion, right? It causes the stress in the first place and then provides you with the cure for that stress that it causes. Great. Great.
Well, one of the things is like, can you go somewhere get on a plane? All right, it's going to be a 6-hour flight. So now how am I going to go without a cigarette for 6 hours? Right. One of the things, though, whenever I switched to snuff, I didn't have that problem because I could take any, and I used to take these. This is what I would carry. Now I just drink the chocolate milk, but I used to drink chocolate milk with a cover on it like this, and I would use that as a spit cup throughout so nobody would know I was spitting. I kept my snuff over here on this far side. So I would go through an airport and I'd have to drop out my spit cup as I go through the thing. But once I get through the thing, I buy another milk, I drink the milk, I got another spit cup, I'm on the plane dipping my snuff.
Wow.
So are you talking about chew, or are you talking about snuff, like the sniffing tobacco? Okay. I'm just imagining you with like frilly like, hands going, oh, sir, like.
That's a lot more dignified than it really is. It's actually the opposite.
Okay, well, I mean,
because I know what you're talking about. The old English, like the 1800s, they'd get a little tin and come stick, and they'd gee, good day, sir. No, this is you take a pinch of it like this, and you stick in your mouth like that, and you go, and it's not chew. So
is that what you call snuff? Leaf. Okay.
Chew, yeah. So imagine your snuff that the one Imagine it, instead of being dry like a powder, it's moist. And instead of being like a super fine powder, it's a little long, not quite leafy. That's general snuff. And then you have like chewing tobacco, right? Which is a whole leaf of tobacco.
Right.
You see baseball players out
sounds
there
disgusting. But what? So they wouldn't allow you to chew tobacco on the plane? Why not? Like, don't get me wrong. I like. There's no.
They'll let you chew tobacco,
but that's not smoking.
No, they'll let you chew tobacco. Oh. You just got to have somewhere to spit it. And I had somewhere to spit it. That's all. Yeah.
All right.
I think.
Yeah. All right. They'll let you chew tobacco. It's just that, but there's other times where you can't take that. You can't take a spit cup. You can't go somewhere. You can't, there's just lots of, when I was doing Shakespeare, I'm going to be on set. We're going to be here, and I can't run around with snuff in my mouth, off stage, on stage, behind, you know what I mean? So I got to tell myself, how am I going to go 3.5 hours without snuff? I don't have to worry about that no more. That's a worry I don't have anymore. That's all.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, now you just got to worry about going without Nesquik. That's basically what your worry
is. Man, it's rough. It's rough.
I know. We can find you a group or something, mate. Help you out.
Yeah. Yep. To spit or not to spit? That is the question. There's no time for romance, Miss Jackie.
You know what the weird thing is, though? Nicotine is really addictive. Have you ever seen a support group for it?
I'm sure.
Right, we know it's one of the most.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's quit lines and things in Australia, but I was unaware. There's no real support group because it's not seen as a sort of, a hard substance, but it's incredibly addictive. Isn't it weird that we don't have really support for people doing that? They'll just go get chewing gum and get the patches and stuff like that. None of that stuff worked for me, by the way. I don't know if you tried that stuff.
I did. I quit with Chantix, and the deal with Chantix is as long as I wasn't taking, I could either take the Chantix or dip snuff. But if I did both at the same time, I would get this horrific heartburn and all this other stuff. It's just horrible. So I remember sitting there, I was like, man, that snuff was sitting there. And I'm like,
don't do it.
And all right, if I'm going to take that dip of snuff, I may as well quit the Chantix. So I don't.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I don't remember the last dip of snuff I ever took, but I do remember the last dip of snuff I didn't take. And it was that one where I'm going, okay, I'm not going to do it.
Well,
I
a lot
stopped
of people switch to vaping, and like I've got some real concerns about that because we don't really know long-term effects, right? Like it hasn't been long enough that we've seen the long-term effects, so it's kind of I hope it's fine. I just I've got some worries about that because we haven't had enough people. Yeah, for sure. But if it's better for you, hey, I'm all for it. I'm worried that there's going to be some unforeseen kind of chemical reactions on the long term that are not going to be great. But anyway, I was just dropping in to sort of tell you about the horrendous horror show that is Australian cigarette packets. Oh, seriously, if you want to show like a screenshot or something of them, they are horrific. They are really horrific. It is bad.
Yes, and the more you describe it as horrific, the less I'm inclined to show it as a screenshot.
I do not blame you at all. Do not blame you.
I mean, you really sold
Save it for somebody you don't like.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I'm not even joking. It is bad. It is bad.
I trust you.
Damn it, I gotta stop being so honest. I gotta stop being so damn honest. It's killing me. All right, so good to see you, Chris. Ryan, so good to see you.
Thank you, guys. If you're not subscribed to Mark, he does stuff. Go subscribe to him. He's got a channel and he streams.
I do stuff and things.
He does stuff and things.
Fun stuff.
Not at the same time, though, because that's just wrong. People don't even think like that.
You gotta be careful now.
I try. It always goes downhill. I always get my stuff mixed up with my things. Yeah. All right. See you, peeps.
See you later. Have a great day.
Bye.
All right, guys. We're going to take a quick break. And whenever we get back, we're going to do more stuff. Let's do this one here.
Finnegan!
Yes, sir. Very disturbing, I know.
Fetch me Father Finnegan.
Your Highness.
You are in the presence of His Holiness, the Pupius Maximus, guardian of the sacred fire hydrant, defender of the holy tennis ball, and eater of the golden kibble, Pup Oliver Poopsalop the Fifth.
Your popedom. I heard you have a bone to pick with me.
Condoms, Father Finnegan?
No, thank you. I've got plenty.
That's what I mean. Why are you selling condoms?
Oh, you mean our Faro Sombrero line of condoms? Understood.
You know how we feel about those around here.
Well, they're not to be used by the Catholics, of course.
Not for Catholics?
No, they're part of our Sinner Gonna Sin lack of faith outreach program.
A sinner gonna what?
It's like getting the tithe, but from the heretics and the heathens and the atheists.
Oh, well, when you put it like that.
But, Your Highness, this will reflect very poorly on the church.
True. You know what this means, Flanagan?
Warning label. A warning label on the box. Not for Catholics in big letters.
Too subtle.
Instant purgatory if used by Catholics.
I like it. Divine branding.
Excellent, your popedom. Will there be anything else?
That will be all. You may leave.
All right, my friends. I wanted to point out that I did the Shakespeare thing. And I'm waiting for at any point going forward. Here's the thing. I want to tell my friends. So this is my logic. Here's the deal. An experienced director will call the people who've gotten roles first, or will notify the people who got roles first. The reason why is because if you call somebody and you go, hey, we want you for this role, they go, I don't want that role. Well, if you've already called everybody who didn't get roles and say, hey, you didn't get a role, and then you have to call them back later and go, you know what, that other person turned down a role, so we're going to go ahead and go with you now. That's kind of a shit way to do it. So what they'll do is they'll call. Yeah. So that kind of means the longer it takes for me to hear, the worse it is. The more likely it is I didn't get a role. But I mean, even on a good things, they got like 50 people to go through each play, so it's going to be a day or two. I'm not that way.
Yeah, a lot to debate about, I'm sure.
Yes.
Must be hard. I wouldn't enjoy doing that job, like having to pick people for a role.
And telling the ones that didn't make it that that'd be a suck job too.
I'd give that to somebody else. Yeah, somebody else would have that job.
Fern Lovebond says, wait, is Chris into acting? Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Mostly
Just a little
Shakespeare.
bit.
I do Shakespeare theater. I actually do some, I have an actor's reel. I've been in some short films, that sort of thing. Ryan's seen it. You've seen me be the cowboy, and all that business, the doctor.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers.
As a matter of fact, I'm about to get back into it. I stepped away from all of it a while back, and when I became a SAG actor, I quit acting. There was no acting roles. So but now that I'm not a SAG actor anymore, I can go for the non-union roles and have fun and not worry about it. No pressure, just enjoy it, So,
Right.
Billy
For the
Wigglesticks.
thrill.
Yeah, for the thrills, that's right. Brent says Billy Wigglestick skit was what hooked me on the show. Well, we've got another Bill. Bill has been around, and will make another appearance soon. Yes, we've already got 2 Wild Bill Wigglesticks, and we're gonna have a third. D&D Dan is here. Good morning, Dan. Says good morning, Ryan and Chris. They could follow Bush Beer example, and people would quit. They could follow Bush Beer example, and people would quit.
Bush beer.
So don't be saggy, just have fun. Oh, there you go. There you go, Zarkross. Good morning, Zarkross.
I used to back in the day. I mean, it's been a while, but I mean, maybe I still would. But me and my girlfriends, when we'd go out, sometimes we would smoke just when we were drinking, just like have a cigarette for funsies. That was it.
Do y'all remember in high school, any of you out there have Smokers Alley? Anybody? Smokers Alley from high school. It was usually an alley on the block right across from the school. So you got a school here, and then there'd be a block in their house, and then the alley. I went to 3 different high schools in 3 different cities, and every one of them had, junior high schools and then high school, and every one of them had something like that.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense.
Nina Baba says yes. Giles says yes. I was always at the smoking doors. Godwin says yes, we did. Silly atheist God. That's right, Jackie. I am still a SAG actor. I had so much fun doing those things. Now I've been emboldened because being able to work with my wife has finally been able to help me. So I did all that stuff with the wife, and then when it came time for the auditions, I didn't have all the normal, oh my God, I'm going to shit myself. I'm terrified. Kill me now situation.
I get it. I don't like when my husband comes in and I'm editing a video, like I still will edit, but sometimes like I feel a little embarrassed because I'm replaying something over and over and over, and I'm like sounding like an idiot. Like, God damn it. Like when he has to stand there while I'm trying to do
yeah.
And my face is making that awkward expression or something. Like, God damn it. I don't think he pays attention, to be fair.
Yeah. And that's like me. I'm sitting there doing monologues with the evil one. And to me, I'm becoming self-conscious of doing the same thing over again and over again and over again. Because somebody's watching you doing it. It's like singing the same song over and again and over again and over again. And for like, don't you know a different song, dude? Come on, man. But yeah.
I'm trying to get this one right. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. You know why he's here. DeFreak. Good morning, DeFreak. Thank you for joining us. Secular Feelinist hung out at the end of the field. Yes. They had alleys for weed smoking. I've seen it. They never did that at our high school so much. That was, of course, I'm older. For me, it was there was more stigma in Texas and Oklahoma around the weed whenever I was a kid. But we had snuff in school. Yeah. Oh, okay. Here's a good example. I'll say this. I didn't like swallowing the snuff because it'd give you heartburn and stuff. So I would have some classes, I would go into a class, and sometimes you can just go over to the trash can and try to spit in the trash can every now and then. Now, they caught you in school with snuff. That was bad. So, yeah. At one point, I had this. I had this old pair of shoes that I took with me that were like gym shoes, and I put this plastic crap down in the bottom of them, and with a tissue down at the bottom. I just set them beside me, and I just spit in the bottom of that shoe every now and then. That was stupid. What's stupid kid? What'd you do when you're a stupid kid, man?
Oh yeah, I mean, come on. The things you try to get away with. I used to, like, when my your parents would try to force you to eat all your vegetables or whatever's on your plate, and I would try to like find a way to chew it up a little bit, then spit into a napkin. But
something.
Yeah, they check.
Right.
They knew.
The Freak says losers were potheads back then. That was the feeling. You know, that was the feeling that I would say the general feeling as a kid, potheads were losers, potheads, you know. Now I've been a pothead all my life.
Yeah, there was
I'm still a loser.
there.
Yeah.
I'm certain. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
Greg S says now they're all meth heads. Oh, that's so much different. There's this thing where people hooked on fentanyl will like slump over. Have you heard about it? The fentanyl slump or something?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
And that's, man, isn't that crazy? I believe, if I remember, the word hungover came from like New York City in the 1900s or some business like that. And they were places near bars where if you were so drunk, you could go there and they'd have this rope and you could just hang over the rope. Hungover. So if you look up the etymology of the word hungover, you'll find.
I look at that. Look at that.
No Is that not weird?
No idea.
You hear?
No wonder hair of the dog.
Yeah. Well, the hair of the dog probably has an entirely different one. But,
yeah. The hair of the dog is to wake up the guy that's hung over on the rope.
Yeah. Yep. Kelly Laughlin says, I want to get high right now. You're in a hospital, aren't you? You can't get high in there. And they were saying, somebody in the audience were trying to give you some sage advice, Kelly. I don't know if you saw this or not. They were like, get out as quickly as you can. It's a hospital. People die there all the time. You don't want to be near a hospital. And they got germs.
I like hospitals.
My deal is they got germs. That's where all the people, you like hospitals? They do have germs, yeah.
Yeah, I guess because I feel like people go there. I mean, obviously they go there because they're ill, but, they go there to hopefully get well. I like helping people. I used to work at a hospital.
Yeah, well, you got a couple things. One is they clean hospitals. They clean them, okay? And two, everywhere has germs. Okay, so everywhere has germs, and they clean hospitals. Hospitals may be clean. Now, here's the difference, my friends. Keep up with me if you can. Not you, Ryan. You're always keeping up. You're ahead of me. They do clean hospitals, but the germs that tend to be in hospitals are very nasty. So yes, they do clean every door handle, for example, but if you get one that they missed, when you get a germ from the hospital, it's more likely to be much worse than the germ you get from.
Nobody wants MRSA.
Nobody wants MRSA. I believe my understanding is you actually have MRSA on you. MRSA is actually part of you. And whenever your immune system drops, you can no longer fight off the MRSA. And that's when you start getting the sores. Do you remember me telling you on the show, my twin brother, they thought his hand had a bite in it and it was swelling up and getting pussy. Right, yeah. And they were cutting it with a fucking razor blade. And my wife is like, man, that's MRSA. That's not a bug bite. That's MRSA. Yeah. Often mistaken for a bug bite. Yeah.
Starts to away your skin.
Yeah, it really is not good. So it's not good. And then there's that other one.
But a while ago, they didn't really know what it was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, whenever something like that you kind of already have, or, it's just whenever your immune can't fight it off. Well, I wonder if that's kind of like mange, I think. There's a thing, I don't know, if I remember, I have to look up mange. Mange is like a parasite they already have, but when the dog's immune system or something, mange.
Gee, I think it's methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus. I probably said that wrong, but
The skin flesh
it's
eating
been a while.
disease?
Yeah. So it's basically resistant to the antibiotics. MRSA.
Yeah, so microscopic mites cause mange.
Mighty mites. Mighty
Mighty
mites.
Yip, 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 bum, 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 bum. Anyway, often passed from mothers to puppies. That sucks. Anyway, so let's see what we've got here. I want to say hello to everyone. Goodbye to everyone. We're fixing to wrap up the show. I am looking here and see. Thank you very much to Carlos Valdez. Fuck YouTube demonetization. I'm remonetizing. Love to support you guys. 100 Mexican dollars. Thank you very much.
Gracias.
I appreciate you very much. Thank you. You are fantastical. Tomorrow is Thursday. I think maybe what we should start doing is have a, like what do the people want to talk about? Somehow make this where people can suggest the topic. What do you want? What do you want from me?
We important people here, Chris and I, we care about the plebes, right? Don't we? We care. I mean, the people in our chat.
Speak for yourself. I'm familiar with them. Vaguely, no.
I'm associated.
You go. I tell you what, our people are the best. All I have to do is go back and watch a show. If I start getting down, go back and watch a show, and I'll see the people. You guys are the best. Bogo's
You're telling
Mentos
some
show.
jokes out there, cracking me up. It's hard to stay. Sometimes it's hard to stay focused with all the stuff going on.
That might be Mexican pesos. $1 US equals 17. I believe so. The only reason why I kind of hesitate is because it's actually quite small on my screen, but it has the dollar symbol. So I just don't want to screw it up. I'm good. You would think since I'm so close to Mexico.
Sure
Mr. Cobalt, though, thank you for YouTube. Mr. Cobalt, thank you for joining us today, though. I don't recognize your name.
Yeah, welcome.
Who are you? Where do you come from? What do you want with your life? Ask Secular Feelinist. Who are you is the question asked by the Vorlons. What do you want is the question asked by the Shadows. For those who want to know. Okay, my friends. You know what, Mr. Cobalt, you got here at the last minute. We're off to save the world. Ryan's going to go away. Tomorrow's Thursday. So we'll figure out something to talk about. We'll try to have something. We'll have our call-in line open again tomorrow. So, Ryan, send safely. We'll see you tomorrow.
Great one. See you guys. Love you. Bye.
Bye. All right, everyone. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Tomorrow, like I said, we'll figure out what we're going to talk about. I'm trying to think of something. I'm going to try to make it more fun. Try to have it more fun. Otherwise, you guys have a wonderful day. Send safely, my friends. Take care.
Got a house that smells like old cheese and shame. Father Flanagan's flesh candles change the game. Goat-scented thrills for your soul's delight. Light it up, baby, make your room right. When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Confession booths, busy, no need to stress. Light a candle and forget your mess. Gross odors vanish like sins in the wind. With each wick, guess who's your new best friend? When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Lambs and calves may have their the scent that leads the way. Clean your slate with a sniff so pure. Father Flanagan's got the cure. Turn your home into a saintly space. With every whiff, find redeeming grace. From your living room to the kitchen